What's up, everybody? Eric here, Driveline World's okay steering wheel holder. I'm trying to wake up. I'm gonna brush my teeth and stuff. I can't drive for another hour and 10 minutes. So I figured, but I couldn't sleep anymore either. So I figured I'd get up. I'm at currently at Pedro's south of the border. But I've passed this place I don't know how many times in my 5 years of driving a truck, and I've never stopped here. Damn shoe on. Until today. I was actually going to be going to a rest area a little bit south of here on 95, and I just at the last minute, like in the last mile before the exit, I was like, you know what? It's noon. Let's just swing in there and park there. Like, what? It doesn't matter. Like, I don't need, fuel or anything. It doesn't. So let's just swing in there. And I did, and boy, I was definitely disappointed. I'll say that, but not disappointed in the ownership or anything here. Just disappointed in. Maybe I'm just getting old. We'll talk about it. I'm going to go for a walk, take you guys on a little bit of a cruise around the outside areas. I don't think anything's open, but we'll go for a walk and I'll show you some things. All right, so first thing I want to note is that when I pulled in here today at like noon, I was the only truck. I ain't the only truck now. In fact, I'm damn near blocked in with these trucks in front of me. But I was the only truck here. In fact, I was pretty much the only vehicle in this whole little town, or whatever you want to call it. There was just like nothing going. It was like a ghost town. So for those who don't know, I don't want to wake anybody up. It's late. Hang on. Try not to be all noisy and obnoxious when walking past a sleeper. Because when I'm in the sleeper, someone's talking loud or something like that. When they walk past my sleeper, I can definitely hear it. But anyway, this is Pedro's south of the border at the South Carolina, North Carolina border. And they spend a fortune in billboards. Now, this place has been here for a long time. They spend a fortune on billboards. There's billboards for this place for like 100 miles in both directions off of 95. And it always makes me think of, like, it's very nostalgic for me because my dad was a evangelist. Well, I mean, he pastored his own church, but he also traveled and pastored a lot of other churches, just visiting churches and stuff. So as kids in the 80s and 90s, like, we traveled all the time, and it wasn't, we didn't fly places, we drove places. And we loved it. We loved the road trip for places exactly like this. Like even at truck stops, as kids, we'd get all the brochures and see which hotels had like the most amazing looking swimming pools and stuff like that. Because you wouldn't already have all your hotels reserved because there was no online reservation system, right? If we found brochures with really cool looking swimming pools, mom and dad would just call the hotel and see if they had a room for the night, But there's all kinds of interesting places. In fact, there's one place in northern Arkansas called Dog Patch USA. Long gone. The place is long gone, but I have really fond memories of that place. And I actually have some collectibles that I've gathered over the years just to try to hold on to some things and help keep the memory of the place alive. But I remember so many things as a kid, little dinosaur parks and petrified forests, you know, all the little things you used to do on road trips that were learning experiences. Like, you actually learned about those places and you learned about those towns and where they are, and those are stuck in my memory. And it's just, you know, there's just none of that anymore. Everybody just flies over everything to get to their destination. Oh, it's a bummer that this is closed, that this is locked. I wonder if I can get in here. I think it's got a padlock. Yeah, it's got a padlock. But look at this little, it sucks that I have an app on my other phone that lets me switch the camera. The stupid iPhone won't let me switch the camera. But here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch this around. So here's this little ride area. I mean, look, that's gotta be the original. Look how old that looks. So they've got like a little, I don't even know what those are called anymore. That little thing, merry-go-round. There's some rides over there behind it. Looks like bumper cars over there. Little convention center, and then here's the kind of town area. But look at this sign right here. Like, oh, its lighting's out. Look at the sign up there. Like, there's just no investment in it anymore. You know what I mean? There's a couple cars at Steakhouse. It's like 9:30 p.m. I want to say. But but it was a ghost town today. I mean, an absolute ghost town. And most of the, I don't know about most, but the only shop that I wanted to go to is this bargain place down on the end that I guess they get like pallets of stuff. And so according to what I was able to find online, sometimes you can go in there, there's like pallets of boots and stuff like that they just bought the pallets wholesale, and so they can sell that stuff for super cheap. But so I go over there at like 12:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and the place is like not going to be open until Thursday. So I don't know, like, it doesn't match excuse me, anything online. This is the truck stop that I'm parked at, Pedro's truck stop. Doesn't match any information online, so you can't, I guess you just have to show up and see if the place is open. There's no real way of knowing if the place is open other than to show up or maybe call. But don't assume that because you're going to arrive at 12:30 in the afternoon on a weekday that the place is going to be open. See, this is the kind of, see these little animals right here? This is the kind of shit that I loved as a kid. Now, today, all the kids are, you know, watching iPads and their phones in the car. So you don't really need to stop to entertain them. I guess. When we were kids, like, you had to stop to keep us entertained. Otherwise, we were going to kill each other, right? The Peddler Steakhouse. Really love all this lighting, though. It's super cool. Very retro. Reptile Lagoon here. Check that out. Half that sign don't work either. See, like and this whole side of the lights right here, that whole side's out, and then the top, that's all lighted, that's out. So they're not fixing any of this stuff. When it breaks, it's just gonna be broken. They're not fixing any of it. And why would they? I mean, the business doesn't, I don't even know how the hell this place is still going. Like I said, I was like the only vehicle here in this whole area today. Other than there's some RVs back there. There's like an RV park. What a cool shot. This place is just, it's got a really cool vibe, even though it's kind of like a ghost town a little bit. You can hear the neon. Oh man, I gotta get some footage of that coming back just to have on my phone, because that is cool with the neon, the electricity. Look at all the lights that are out over there. Like, they just don't fix any of this stuff. Okay, so we got some cars over here at the Motor Inn, so it looks like they've got a little bit of business. But see, they got a lot of lights out too. See, there's lights out at the Motor Inn over there. I mean, I can imagine this place would have just been hopping back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Is that all right? How do we say the first 10 years, the first decade? How do we say that? The tens? Do we say the tens? I don't know how we say that. And over here you got, what is this? Mexico shop. Big family over here taking pictures. Mexico, let's see. So, yeah, this would be the big, what do you call it? Gift shop? Trinkets and such. And then the tower up there, which is obviously the thing you should see the most of. You're going to see that from the road. Almost all of its neon is out. You can tell that at some point there was neon all the way around, all the way around that tower, and probably at the top too. And the top of the sombrero was probably lit up, and now there's just a little tiny bit of neon there. And we'll go over here and show you the big sign that's the same thing. Like, the whole place just feels like a set for a Quentin Tarantino movie right now. There's a motor lodge back there that's closed. There's some shops over there that are closed. And I don't mean just because it's late. I mean, they weren't open. They're closed. You can't use them anymore. Hats from around the world. Okay, they're clearly over there smoking a joint, which makes me want to run the opposite direction, because I get drug tested. I'm always paranoid about that. I've mentioned that on YouTube, and people laugh at me. They're like, if they're 100 feet away, you're not gonna get. It's like, man, I'm still paranoid. It's my career, dude. I don't want to be anywhere close to any of that shit. Let's see. Souvenirs, hats, toys, Christmas decorations, skee ball pit. Oh, they have an arcade. Oh, there's an arcade. The arcade's at the bottom of the tower. How cool is that? They have an old school arcade. Oh, so you can actually go up in a tower. Yeah, it's got an elevator. This is freaking awesome, man. I'm like going super nostalgic right now. Cash only too. Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's closed. But how cool is that, man? Oh, Jenna would love this. This is kind of stuff Jenna and I, a long time ago when we met, would go find places to do photography. A cash-only arcade at the bottom of the tower with the elevator going up to the tower. Look at that. I don't know, I'm nerding out, guys. You're probably like, this is stupid. For me, I'm totally nerding out. This is reminding me so much of my childhood. Like that, you don't see this anymore. That's actually coin operated. Oh my God, it's so cool. So cool. But see, look at this sign. Like, such a great, you can definitely see this from 95. And it's just savage. That sign's Savage. That one over there, south of the border, half of it don't work. Like they just, but you know, why would they? Why would they invest money? Like it's, I don't think if you made it modern, like if you made it modern, it would lose its character. And without its character, there's really no reason to come here. Because you can go get everything you need anywhere else in either direction. Dude, creeping up on me over here. Don't creep up on me, bro. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Yeah, keep rolling. Let's see, Myrtle. That's a cool looking shop right there. So Burrito Loco, pet toilet. So I'm just gonna walk up here and give you guys some quick footage over here. I don't know, some of you probably stopped here, so you've seen all this. And I'm sorry I can't take you inside to any of it. I'm guessing you would just see some pretty typical stuff. So Sunoco over there is like the only place that actually had vehicles today when I pulled. It was so bizarre, man. Ghost town bizarre. So yeah, you got that cool looking beach shop, gas station, pantry, and then that bargain shop is down there. And there's the big Mexican restaurant right there. More lights out. So yeah, man, it's sad for me to see this, you know, because boy, when I was a kid, I'd be like, Mom, Dad, let's just get a motel room here for 2 or 3 nights. You know, they got a big swimming pool over there. Like even just the gift shop, even if we couldn't buy stuff, a gift shop that big, man, we could spend half a day just screwing around in there. And they got all these animals around. There's a giraffe over there. It's just, there's just little stuff like when you're not glued to an iPhone or an iPad, and you've not been trained to be glued to an iPhone or an iPad, you could find so much entertainment as a kid here on just nothing that, you know, things that nowadays we think are boring and dull and unentertaining. As kids, we entertain the shit out of ourselves with just whatever around here, you know. So it's just kind of a bummer. And you know, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, Dog Patch USA, which used to be in northern Arkansas, it was just like this boutique, middle of nowhere amusement park. And eventually, the reason they lost their ass is because they're not far from Silver Dollar City, and Silver Dollar City is like just so much bigger, and it's still open up in Branson. And so Dog Patch USA just couldn't compete. They were on just a little 2-lane highway up in the mountains in Arkansas. Just couldn't compete with that. But I have fond memories of that place. I'll go over here, walk over here to the pet bathroom, and like some of my best memories of when I was a kid are things that don't exist today. Little dinosaur parks off the road, and you know, Dog Patch USA and stuff like this, even though I was never here as a kid. I remember those things so vividly. You know what kids don't remember is what movie they were watching while their parents were driving somewhere. They don't remember the towns they saw when they were in the back seat staring at their iPad. I don't remember any of that shit. But I remember learning about little towns and those memories are still with me today. Like if I had come to this place in the early 90s or late 80s, I would remember it right now, man. I would remember exactly what I did, the fun we had. I would remember that arcade and that tower. promise you, the pet bathroom. So it's just kind of a, I don't know, it's a bummer. But even though this place is a ghost town, and I would be shocked if it's, I'm sure in the summer they probably do a little better, but I don't know how they would maintain enough business to keep this place open for too much longer. Like, it seems to me you need an enormous amount of business to maintain this much property and business. So it's probably on its last legs. I mean, if they had enough business, like that El Toro sign right there, its lights are out. If they had enough business, all this stuff would be being fixed. But it's not. So they're in survival mode and probably not doing really well with that. Just a guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about their business, but all right, guys. So now you've kind of seen Pedro's south of the border, because that's about the extent of it. I'm going to take some pictures because this place is freaking cool. And then get in a truck and got to drive 500 miles tonight. So, all right, guys, be safe, make good decisions. As always, drive to thrive. Talk to y'all soon.